This lesson is on customs and courtesies in JRTC. The United States flag and the national anthem are important symbols for our nation. It is important that you know how to display respect for our national symbols. As a cadet in JRTC, you'll also need to know how to display respect towards officers. This lesson explores these symbols and signs of respect. This lesson's essential question is, how do customs used in JRTC demonstrate respect for our nation and the JRTC program? I would like you to think about that as we go through this lesson. Think about how you feel when you see the U.S. flag or hear the national anthem. We will prepare for this lesson by discussing the key questions of the student learning plan. What will you accomplish in this lesson? Military customs towards the flag and our national anthem include certain behaviors and signs of respect, including salutes. Salutes and other behaviors are a way to show discipline and readiness. In this lesson, you'll learn about the customs of behavior to use with the flag and our national anthem. You'll also learn how to demonstrate respect for officers. Why is this lesson important? Demonstrate customs and courtesies in a JRTC environment.
Learning objectives. Explain how our nation arrived at the current design of the United States flag. Explain the symbolism of the parts and colors of the United States flag. Explain the origin of the lyrics in our national anthem. Demonstrate a salute. Demonstrate the correct way to fold the United States flag. Demonstrate how to show respect for the United States flag. Compare the rules for displaying the United States flag in different situations. Continuing on with our learning objectives, describe customs when the national anthem is played. Explain why there are rules for saluting and addressing officers. Distinguish among types of personal salutes and when they are executed. Identify situations requiring a salute or other forms of respect to senior officers. Define keywords. Anthem, which is a song of gladness, praise, devotion, or patriotism. Bombardment, to attack with bombs, explosive shells, or missiles. Colors, the U.S. flag. Courtesies, an act of politeness or gracious manners, the use of polite gestures or remarks. Customs, a long-established practice followed as a matter of course among people, oftentimes considered an unwritten law or repeated practice. Ensign, a U.S. flag that is displayed or flown from an aircraft, ship, or boat. Esprit de corps, a common spirit or feeling of pride found in the members of a group and inspiring enthusiasm, devotion, and a strong regard for the honor of the group. Half-staff, the position of the flag about halfway down from the top of the pole or staff, used to honor and pay respect to the military and nationally important deceased persons or as a distress signal. Halyard, a rope or tackle used for hoisting or lowering the flag. Pennant, a long, narrow flag tapering to a point or a swallowtail at the end. Retreat, the signal for the end of the official duty day. It also serves as a ceremony for paying respect to the flag. Reveille, the signal for the start of the official duty day. Staff, another word for flagpole used to carry unit guidons or colors. Standard, a term now interchangeable with colors, although formerly it was used for flags mounted on motorized and mechanized organizations. Under arms, to carry or be furnished with, or to have attached to a person a weapon or equipment pertaining directly to a weapon, such as a pistol belt or a holster. Union, the emblem on the flag symbolizing unity, such as the blue rectangle and stars on the United States flag. Think about the history of the U.S. flag and our national anthem. The first United States flag was adopted about a year after the 13 American colonies declared independence from Great Britain. In 1777, the Second Continental Congress decided the flag of the United States would have 13 red and white stripes for the 13 colonies, and 13 white stars on a blue background. However, because the Continental Congress did not give directions on the design of the flag, people made different flags. One of the best-known early flag makers was Betsy Ross, but historians say she was probably not the designer of the first U.S. flag. There is strong evidence that Francis Hopkins of New Jersey, a naval flag designer and a signer of the Declaration of Independence, designed a flag before Betsy Ross. Hopkins' flag placed the stars in staggered rows. The Betsy Ross flag, which placed the stars in a circle, did not appear until the early 1790s. There were problems with the flag design because the Second Continental Congress did not give directions about how the stars should look. Some had 5 points, others had 6 or 8 points. The flag changed each time a new state joined the nation, but our current flag has not changed since 1959, when Alaska and Hawaii became states. Today our flag has 50 stars and 13 stripes. There is no fixed order for numbering the stars on the flag, nor are the stars assigned to particular states. The stars represent the states collectively, not individually. The colors used in the flag are red for hardiness and valor, white for hope, purity, and innocence, and blue, the color of heaven, for reverence to God, loyalty, vigilance, perseverance, and justice. The blue corner in the upper left is called the Union. The Union represents groups of states that have joined together. You may have heard people refer to the flag as the Stars and Stripes or Old Glory. The branches of the military service may also use different names for the flag. These names include colors, standard, or ensign. However, the term flag is correct regardless of size or use. First question. In 1777, the Second Continental Congress decided that our flag would have blank stripes alternating red and white in color. Is it A, 50, B, 12, or C, 13? The answer is, of course, C, 13. Next question. The U.S. flag has changed many times over the years, partly because blank. Is it A, people argued about what design looked best? B, states representing stars in the flag were added to the Union? Or C, Congress passed different laws on how the stars should be arranged? The answer is B, states representing the stars in the flag were added to the Union. Next question. The upper left part of the U.S. flag is called the blank. Is it A, Union, B, Standard, or C, Halyard? The answer is A, Union. The Star-Spangled Banner is our national anthem, our government's official national song. It's a patriotic song that refers to our nation's history and our nation's flag. The song is played at official government or military events and at sporting events and some national holidays. What is our national anthem about? Francis Scott Key wrote The Star-Spangled Banner while he was on a mission during the War of 1812. Key was one of 2 people chosen to deliver official release papers for an American prisoner of war being held on a British ship in the harbor of Baltimore, Maryland. The British agreed to release the prisoner only if the Americans did not immediately return to shore. The British were preparing to attack Fort McHenry, which is located in the harbor. They did not want Key and his companions to warn the American troops of their planned attack that evening. The two Americans agreed and returned to their boat to wait. At dusk, when the bombardment began, the British told the waiting Americans to take one look at their flag because by the morning it would be gone. The bombardment continued throughout the night. At dawn, the fog on the shore hid Fort McHenry from view. Finally, the fog cleared and the U.S. flag could be seen. Inspired by the sight of his country's flag standing in defiance of the enemy, Francis Scott Key wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. The next day, the commander of Fort McHenry printed and distributed the poem Key had written throughout Baltimore. That night, an actor sang the poem to the tune of a British drinking song written by John Stanford Smith. A few days later, the Baltimore newspaper printed the poem. In less than 1 week, the Star-Spangled Banner had spread as far as New Orleans. Soon, the whole country had taken it to heart and made it a hit. However, Congress did not make the Star-Spangled Banner our national anthem until 1931, 117 years after Key wrote it. Next question. A song of gladness, praise, devotion, or patriotism is called blank. Is it A, an anthem, B, a standard, C, a pop tune? The answer is, of course, A, an anthem. Next question. The Star-Spangled Banner was written as a poem inspired by blank. Is it A, Love of the 13 Colonies, B, a battle during the War of 1812, or C, the design of the U.S. flag? The answer is B, a battle during the War of 1812. What is another word for an attack with bombs, explosive shells, or missiles? Is it A, war, B, terrorism, or C, bombardment? The answer is C, bombardment. The purpose of military traditions, customs, and courtesies is to develop pride in the military service and to establish strong bonds of professional and personal friendship, patterns of behavior that enhance the military way of life. Military ceremonies represent the pride, discipline, and teamwork of the armed forces. Some of the more common ceremonies include parades, reviews, inspections, occasions that honor and recognize individuals with awards for outstanding service, and formal dining. Ceremonies help preserve tradition and build esprit de corps. To participate in these ceremonies, you'll need to know how to show respect for the flag, our national anthem, and for others in the military. The way you show respect is largely a matter of custom, and the behaviors and procedures were developed over many years. The courtesies you demonstrate honor people with actions or words to show respect, authority, and achievement. Behaviors and procedures that were developed over many years are called blank. Is it A, standards, B, courtesies, or C, customs? The answer is C, customs. What is the definition of the word courtesies? Is it A, to have the ability within itself to move, B, acts of politeness, gracious manners, the use of polite gestures or remarks, C, a group of persons, usually in the military, who regularly eat meals together, the place where such meals are served, or D, removing the case from the colors that are attached to a staff? The answer is B, acts of politeness, of gracious manners, the use of polite gestures or remarks.
We will now discuss customs and courtesies for the flag. It is important that the flag be folded in the correct manner. The following is the correct procedure for folding the U.S. flag.
Begin by holding the flag waist high with another person so that its surface is parallel to the ground. Bring the lower striped section of the flag up over the blue field. Fold the flag again lengthwise with the blue field on the outside. Start a triangular fold by bringing the striped corner to the open edge. Fold the outer point inward and parallel with the open edge to form a second triangle. Continue to fold the flag in triangles until the entire length of the flag is folded, with only the blue field and the margin showing. Tuck the margin into the pocket formed by the folds at the blue field edge of the flag. When you have completely folded the flag, only the blue field should be visible.
When displaying the flag, you should always raise it briskly and lower it ceremoniously. It is customary to display the flag from sunrise to sunset. You can display all-weather flags at all times if properly lit at night. The use of the flag at night, as well as during the day, should follow the rules of custom. Presidential proclamations contain the rules for displaying the flag at half-staff. For example, on Memorial Day, display the flag at half-staff until noon and then raise it to the top of the staff. State and federal governments can also fly the flag at half-staff when there is a death of a president, former president, principal official, or foreign dignitary. When flying the flag at half-staff, you raise it to its peak and then lower it to the half-staff position. When lowering the flag for the day, after it has been flown at half-staff, raise it to its peak and then lower it ceremoniously. When displaying a flag from a staff projecting from a windowsill, balcony, or the front of a building, the union of the flag should be at the staff's peak, unless displaying the flag at half-staff. When displaying a flag flat against a wall, either horizontally or vertically, the union should be the uppermost and the flag's own right, or the observer's left. When displaying the flag in a window, place it with the union on the left of the observer in the street. When displaying suspended across the street, the flag should be vertical with the union to the north on an east-west street or the east on a north-south street. When suspending the flag at the edge of a sidewalk on the side of a building, raise the flag out of the building towards the pole union first. When using the flag over a casket, place the union at the head and over the left shoulder. When displaying the flag of two or more nations or states, fly them from separate flag staffs or flagpoles of the same height. The flag should be of similar size. When grouping a number of flags and displaying them from staffs radiating from a central point, center the U.S. flag or place it at the highest point of the group. When carried in a procession with other flags, carry the U.S. flag either on the far right of the row of marching persons or, if in a line of flags, carried in the front and center position of the line. When flying a pennant or other flag on the same halyard with the U.S. flag, always fly the U.S. flag at the peak of the staff. The only exception to this rule is displaying the U.S. flag at the United Nations headquarters or the church pennant during services at sea. When displaying the U.S. flag with another flag from a crossed staff position, place the U.S. flag on the right with the staff in front of the staff of the other flag. When displaying the U.S. flag from a staff in an auditorium, meeting hall, or chapel, whether on the same floor, level, or on a platform, it should be in a position of honor at the speaker or chaplain's right, facing the audience or congregation. Place other flags on the left of the speaker or chaplain, to the right of the audience. True or false? Should the flag be flown with the union at the bottom? A is true, B is false. The answer is B, false. If the flag is displayed flat on a wall, where should the union be? A, upper right, B, lower right, C, upper left. The answer is C, upper left. The flag is usually displayed at half-staff blank. Is it A, to honor the dead, B, to honor visiting foreign officials, or C, whenever the national anthem is played? The answer is A, to honor the dead. When the U.S. flag is displayed with flags from other nations, the U.S. flag should be blank. Is it A, flown higher than other flags, B, displayed in the center of all the flags, or C, displayed at the same height as other flags? The answer is C, displayed at the same height as the other flags. Another word for a flagpole is blank. Is it A, staff, B, standard, C, bombardment? The answer is A, staff. Next question. What is a pennant? Is it A, a flag, B, a ceremony, C, a part of the staff? It is A flag. What do you call a rope or tackle used for hoisting or lowering? Is it A, pennant, B, staff, or C, halyard? The answer is C, halyard. When a flag is flown in the middle of a flagpole, it is said to be at blank. Is it A, half pole, B, mid pole, or C, half staff? The answer is C, half staff. Welcome back for part 2. Why do you think there are special rules for displaying and folding the flag? What might happen if we didn't have these rules? Color guard is a drill used in all branches of the military to show respect for the American flag. In JROTC, the 4-person color guard is the standard organization performed in competitions. 2 cadets carry flags. The U.S. flag is and usually a state flag. 2 other cadets carry rifles or sabers. The flag bearers are in the center of the 4 cadets. This symbolizes that our flag and our nation will always be protected. The JROTC Color Guard is an important function in all units. It is an honor to be selected for the Color Guard. Color Guard cadets must meet the highest standards of appearance and training.
We will now complete exercise 1, how to fold the flag. We will practice folding the flag in class in a group. Remember, on most military installations across the world, the flag is lowered when the song "To the Colors" is played at the end of the duty day. This is what it sounds like. From the dashboard of our cadet portfolio, we're going to select Core Curriculum. We're going to scroll down to Customs and Courtesies in JROTC. And then we will scroll down to Exercise 1, How to Fold the Flag. Once you have properly executed folding the flag in class for your instructor, you will scroll down to the bottom, you will mark as complete, and hit Save. Then you are done.
All Americans are expected to show respect towards the flag and our national anthem. The Armed Forces follows a separate set of rules for displaying respect towards the flag, our anthem, and towards others in the military. One military courtesy is the use of titles to show respect. When you are talking to someone in the military, address that person by his or her rank. This form of courtesy is not only a standard greeting in the military, but also shows respect for the responsibility the person has earned. The table shown here gives the correct titles by which you should address most individuals in the U.S. Army. If you do not know the person's name, you may address privates as soldier, all medical officers by their rank, male officers as sir, and female officers as ma'am. Think about the correct way to salute. Saluting is another display of respect. You probably know that cadets are expected to salute those with a higher rank, but the military also requires salutes for the flag and the national anthem. When you correctly salute, you are showing respect. The hand salute is one of the most recognizable courtesies in the military way of life. Ages ago, the salute was a greeting that indicated you were not holding a weapon in your hand. Today, it is a way to show respect. You must salute all commissioned and warrant officers. Generally, you do not salute non-commissioned officers or petty officers. However, there are exceptions. For example, when you act as a squad leader, salute your platoon sergeant when making reports. Another display of respect is to call attention. Attention means that you stand up straight and face the officer, the flag, or the source of the national anthem. You should salute when the leader who is in charge of the formation commands present arms. If you are not carrying a rifle, you can give the hand salute in 3 different ways depending on whether you are wearing headgear, glasses, or both. When wearing headgear with a visor, raise your right hand sharply, fingers and thumbs extended and joined, palm facing down. Place the tip of your right forefinger on the rim of the visor slightly to the right of your right eye. Barely turn the outer edge of your hand downward so neither the back of your hand nor the palm is clearly visible from the front. Keep your hand and wrist straight, your elbow inclined slightly forward, and the upper arm horizontal. When wearing headgear without a visor or wearing no headgear and no glasses, perform the salute the same as you would while wearing headgear, except touch the tip of your right forefinger to your forehead near and slightly to the right of your right eyebrow. When wearing headgear without a visor or wearing no headgear and glasses, perform the salute the same as you would while wearing headgear, except for touch the tip of your right forefinger to that point on the glasses where the temple piece of the frame meets the right edge of your right eyebrow. Next question. Cadet Bar wears glasses. When she salutes, she should touch the tip of her right forefinger to the upper right edge of her glasses. A is true, B is false. The answer is A, true. Think about situations where you should come to attention and salute. There are many customs about saluting and standing at attention. The following next few slides will describe how you should behave when the national anthem is played, when the colors are displayed, and when you are in the presence of military officers. First, we're going to talk about displays of respect for the Star-Spangled Banner, to the colors, Hail to the Chief, and when Reveille and Retreat are played if you are in uniform. If you're in uniform outside, you face the source of the music, stand at attention, and salute until the song ends. If you are in uniform inside during a ceremony, stand at attention facing the flag. If the flag is not visible, face the source of the music. You do not need to salute unless you are under arms. In uniform in formation, the commander will call the unit to attention and command, present arms. Face the source of the music and salute until the song ends. The commander will then give order, arms. In civilian clothes outside, stand at attention and place your right hand over your heart. If you are wearing a hat, you should remove it and hold it in your right hand over your heart. Next, we're going to talk about displaying respect for the colors, the U.S. flag. When you are in uniform and in formation, when the flag is passing, the commander will call you to attention and command, present arms. When the flag is within 6 steps of your unit, hold the salute until the flag is 6 steps past your unit and the commander gives order, arms. The same applies when your unit is passing the flag. When you are in uniform outdoors but not in formation, if the flag passes you, stand at attention, salute until the flag is 6 steps past you. If you Pass the flag, face it, and salute 6 steps before and after. When you are in uniform inside, if the flag passes you, stand at attention until the flag is 6 steps past you. When first encasing the colors or later when casing them, face the flag and salute. When pledging allegiance to the flag, while outdoors and in uniform, stand at attention and salute. The pledge is not recited in military formations. Indoors, in uniform, requires that you stand at attention and face the flag, but do not salute. Indoors in civilian clothing requires that you stand at attention and face the flag. Place your right hand over your heart. If you are wearing a hat, remove your hat with the right hand and hold it over your heart. Next, we're going to talk about how to display respect for military officers. Salute for all official greetings. Military regulations on conduct requires that you salute even when carrying a rifle. When you meet and recognize a person with higher rank. Salute and stand at attention when reporting. Reporting is requesting and obtaining permission to speak to a senior officer or being notified that a senior officer wants to speak to you. How you report to that officer may change according to local policy and the location, situation, and reason for reporting. When reporting or rendering courtesy to an individual, turn your head and eyes towards the person and simultaneously salute. In this situation, execute the actions without command. The subordinate initiates the salute, and the appropriate time terminates it upon acknowledgement. Come to attention in the presence of officers. For example, when an officer enters the room for the first time each day, the person who sees the officer calls the room to attention. If at any time a higher-ranking officer enters the office, the first person to see that officer calls the room to attention. The same practice holds true if an officer enters the barracks. The first person to see the officer calls the room to attention. Everyone rises to attention except those personnel who are on work detail. However, they must rise if the officer stops to address them directly. There are a couple of exceptions. When the officer enters a dining area, the first person to see the officer calls the mess to at ease. You may remain seated and continue eating unless directed otherwise by the officer. If you are seated in a chair and the officer addresses you directly, rise to attention and respond. If you are seated on a bench, stop eating and sit at attention until the officer has ended the conversation. Another exception, you do not need to stand at attention and salute when an officer enters the classroom environment. Observe the position of honor. The position of honor dictates that those of lower rank walk, sit, or ride on the left of those of senior rank. When entering a vehicle, you should enter first, staying to the left of the officer. When you arrive at the destination and leave the vehicle, the senior officer should exit first. There are exceptions to the rules. You do not salute when on public transportation, including buses and trains, when in public places such as stores or theaters, when giving the salute would be inappropriate or physically impractical, such as when the officer are acting as drivers or passengers in civilian vehicles, or when one has both hands occupied carrying articles, while indoors except when reporting to an officer or when on duty as a guard, when one or both parties are in civilian clothes. Personal salutes are honors given to dignitaries, civil officials, and military officials. They include cannon salutes, ruffles and flourishes, and a march or anthem depending on the official. A cannon salute honors civil and military officials for the United States and foreign countries. A commissioned officer directs the firing of the cannons or guns. The time interval between rounds is 3 seconds. Usually the armed forces do not fire cannon salutes on Sundays, between retreat and reveille, or on national holidays. Independence Day and Memorial Day are the exceptions to this rule and have special cannon salutes. Rifle salutes. Rifle salutes are used at funerals or ceremonies where cannons are not available. In a rifle salute, the number of guns fired depends on the position of the official. For example, the military fires a 21-gun salute for the president. Members of the reigning reigning royal family, the Chief of Staff of foreign countries, the Vice President receives 19-gun salute, as do ambassadors and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Secretaries of the Army, Navy, Air Force, and generals of the Army and Air Force also receive a 19-gun salute. The ruffles and flourishes. The armed forces play ruffles and flourishes together. Ruffles are a drum roll and flourishes are a bugle call. The numbers of ruffles and flourishes also depend on the position of the individual. The President, Vice President, Secretaries, Assistant Secretaries of the Army, Navy, and Air Force, Cabinet members, and ambassadors all receive 4 ruffles and flourishes. Additionally, a military band may play a march or an anthem following the ruffles and flourishes as an honor to special officials. For example, the band may play the national anthem or Hail to the Chief for the President, ex-President, or President-elect. A march for the Vice President, the national anthem of the United States, or the anthem of another country for ambassadors, and a march for generals, admirals, and most other armed service officials.
We will now complete exercise 2, Signs of Respect. Once again, from our dashboard, we'll go to Core Curriculum. We will select Customs and Courtesies in JROTC. Then we will select Exercise 2, Signs of Respect. Okay, the directions. Complete the table below by describing how you display respect for the flag and the national anthem in different situations. So again, based on what we've learned so far, when wearing uniform outside, how do we display respect for the U.S. flag, the national anthem, and the Pledge of Allegiance? Wearing uniform in formation, U.S. flag, national anthem, Pledge of Allegiance. Wearing uniform inside, again, U.S. flag, national anthem, Pledge of Allegiance. Wearing civilian clothes indoors or outdoors, flag, national anthem, Pledge of Allegiance, encasing and uncasing the colors. Again, we're going to look at different situations. What is our official greeting? What do we do at reveille and retreat? What do we do when reporting to an officer? What do we do when an officer enters the room? What do we do when an officer enters a dining room? And what is the position of honor? Once you have answered all those questions, mark as complete, scroll back up to the top, and hit Save.
Next question. When you are in uniform outside and the national anthem plays, you should stand at attention, salute, and blank. Is it A, face the source of the music? B, remove your hat if you are wearing one? C, drop your salute after 6 seconds but remain at attention? The answer is A, face the source of the music. Next question. If you are wearing civilian clothes, you do not have to blank. Is it A, salute an officer? B, salute while saying the Pledge of Allegiance? C, stand at attention and salute when the national anthem plays? Or D, all of the choices? The answer is D, all of the choices. When you carry a weapon or the equipment pertaining to a weapon, you are considered to be blank. Is it A, underarms? B, part of the esprit de corps? C, participating in a ceremony? Or D, bombardment? The answer is A, underarms. The U.S. flag is often called the Stars and Stripes or Old Glory. You might also hear it called blank. Is it A, the colors standard or ensign? B, the colors halyard or pennant? Or C, the colors halyard or staff? The answer is A, the colors standard or ensign. Blank is the signal for the start of the official duty day. Is it A, reveille? B, rise and shine? C, reporting? The answer is A, reveille. Retreat is the signal for the start of the official duty day. A is true, B is false. The answer is B, false. Reveille is the signal for the start of the official duty day. Blank is the common spirit or feeling of pride found in members of a group and inspiring enthusiasm, devotion, and a strong regard for the honor of the group. Is that A, patriotism, B, courtesy, or C, esprit de corps? The answer is C, esprit de corps. Esprit de corps means, it's French, and it means the spirit of the corps or the group. So the spirit of the group. Do the rules on when to salute seem easy to remember? If not, what will you do to remember the rules? Why do you think Army JROTC has different rules about saluting and standing at attention?
Finish this lesson, we will complete exercise 3, Know Your Salutes, and the performance assessment task. Complete exercise 3 from your dashboard. You will select Core Curriculum. You will select JROTC Foundation, Customs and Courtesies. And then we'll scroll down and you will select Know Your Salutes. The directions. Decide if the cadet in each of the following situations has followed JROTC customs. Mark each scenario correct or incorrect. If it is incorrect, write the correct cadet behavior. So you read this scenario. Cadet Smith stands at attention for reveille and salutes for retreat. Is that correct or incorrect? And if it is incorrect, what should that cadet do? You'll go through each one of these scenarios. You'll type in correct or incorrect. If it's incorrect, you will say what is the correct thing to do. Once you are done, you'll mark as complete, scroll back up to the top, and hit save. And to complete the performance assessment task from the dashboard, again, we're going to select Core Curriculum, JROTC Foundation, Customs and Courtesies in JROTC, and we'll scroll down to the performance assessment task. Okay, for the performance assessment task, we will complete exercise 3, Know Your Salutes, which we just did. Then you will write a written summary explaining how customs used with the flag, our national anthem, and officers demonstrate respect for our nation and for JROTC. You can do that one of two ways. You can either type in your answer right here in the notes section, or you can do it in a separate document and put the link from either your Google Drive or your OneDrive right here in this spot. Okay, once you have done that, select met, mark as complete, scroll back, make sure you put the date in, scroll back up to the top, and hit save.
This brings us back to our essential question. How do customs used in JROTC demonstrate respect for our nation and the JROTC program?
In conclusion, the pride and respect that come from how you show respect to our nation's symbols and others in the JROTC program make for a strong, well-run organization. Taking part in these customs builds esprit de corps and respect in your organization. It is an indication of what success is all about. By showing proper respect, you gain respect from others and a sense of pride within yourself. Using the proper salutes and actions shows that you are proud of yourself, your unit, and Army JROTC.